Welcome back to Oh God.
Welcome back to God.
Welcome back to On God. Cap, no cap. That that's a Zoomer thing, saying cap and no cap and On God.
Is it?
Yeah. Oh, it means for real.
That sounds awful.
Yeah. It's like if you say, if someone says something that's like unbelievable, you'll be like cap ? And then they'll be like no cap, and it means like they're like, are you joking? Which is cap, and then they're like no cap. It's like, nah, I'm not joking.
My Zoomer meme knowledge. Actually, did I unsubscribe from that channel?
ZoomerMemeKnowledge.com?
No, MXR Plays. I think I did. They were posting stuff that I was like, I don't want to watch this stuff, so I'm just gonna unsubscribe.
Okay, like what?
Because they were asking, like, there's a lot of like sexual content, like the thumbnails and stuff like that, and it's like to get views, and most of it isn't like that. Most of the video isn't like that, but
Have you noticed how clickbait thumbnails have evolved?
no.
How it's like gone from boobs in the thumbnail to like the red arrow in the circle, and like now it's like someone's stupid face reacting to something.
Yeah, there is a guy on YouTube who does Formula One gameplay videos and Formula One discussion. Just like he's also a Formula One YouTuber,
Okay.
and he's called Arava, and he does a like all of his video thumbnails have like him reacting or little emojis of the reactions, and it's just like this is like an overkill thumbnail. I'm looking at him like,
Yeah.
I just don't like it.
That's why
And also his commentary is very in your face and over the top, and I don't like it.
That's why I don't like Game Grumps' new thumbnails. We've talked about it before, but like, I don't like the faces.
Yeah.
I want them to use the grump heads. It was part of their identity, and now
they use like pictures that they haven't even made.
Well, they use
It's
they use pictures of themselves.
Yeah, but they use like old pictures of themselves.
And I know the reason they're using it is because I guess it's the new type of clickbait, and it's just like,
It's
man.
like, just don't go with that. Go
It's just
with
like
what you want to go with.
Grump heads are part of their identity, and like I've talked to people who, back when I was really into Game Grumps, who would be like, oh yeah, I love their little heads, and they're like, yeah, but they don't like. Actually, they did post a video like today or yesterday where they did use them, but I don't know what their philosophy on that is.
I love our little heads.
Yeah, I like them too.
Yeah.
I was like, you asked me to make them, and I was like, oh, all right. And then like I literally made them that. Like, so we were making. I updated the banner.
Yeah.
I don't even remember why I did, but I did.
It was just an overdue thing, I think.
No.
It didn't have your new tomato design.
Oh yeah, that's true.
So it was pretty much overdue for like 3 or 4 years. However long it's been. I think 2019 you changed it.
Yeah, so I posted it, and then you were like, well, can you also make heads for the little, what days we're doing stuff? I'm like, oh yeah, I'll totally do that. And so I made them that night. I was like, here you go. And then you didn't update the thumbnail for like 2 weeks.
Yeah.
And I was like, oh. And every day I was like looking, I'm like, is he done it? Like, no.
You should have just messaged me, and then I would have done it like the next day or something.
I would have thought you would have done it when I sent him to you.
Yeah.
So I was like, okay, well, it'll only take like 5 minutes to do. He'll do it. And then he didn't.
Yeah.
It's not a big deal, but it was just kind of funny. And I was like, you asked me to do it on that night, so I'm like, all right, you got it. And then like you didn't even use them for weeks.
I wouldn't have asked you to do it like immediately.
I didn't really have much going on that night.
Yeah.
I was having fun just
because I would have been like,
stuff.
because I would have been like, he's not gonna like do it immediately unless he has the time and he wants to. That's fine, but I don't want to be like, you're not allowed to watch a movie tonight because you have to make these pictures for me.
Yeah, I was like that week. I was just drawing stuff and doing things for Same. It was like my same week. Oh my god!
What the hell, dude?
There goes all of my. Life could be dream.
Yeah.
Life could be dream. Do, 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 do. Have you ever seen that video where it's the monkeys?
No.
Actually, there's a lot of videos of the monkeys. There's probably the most popular one right now is one where there's like a chimpanzee swimming in the water, and it's just that song and that's it.
Yeah.
They make me happy, just watching monkeys doing shit.
Yeah.
Return to monkey.
Have you seen the Jack's Films guy yearbook quotes or whatever it is? or like the graduates of 2020.
Yeah, probably.
Where it's like
I watch all the videos.
It's got like, it's better to shit in the shower than shower in the shit. I'm like, that's brilliant.
That is good. Yeah, I've been watching all his videos recently. He's been posting every day. So good on him. Maybe I need to post every day.
Yeah.
If I did that, I'd literally have no time anymore for anything else.
I would immediately die inside. And I would just
inside
stop.
And out.
Yeah.
Inside and outside. Yep.
It would be good if I posted more supercars videos and more videos in general. But I would have to have no job.
Yeah.
And right now I'm committed every day that they want me until I have
Until you die.
Well, I do have a current arrangement that's like I'll work Saturday if I can have a day off. But they offered it to me. I didn't ask for it. But they were like, do you want to work Saturday and you can have a day off? I'm like, yep, that sounds great. Day off sounds awesome.
Wouldn't Saturday be a day off anyway?
Yeah, but like I get paid more for doing less hours. That's because you're doing overtime and you're also doing double time on a Saturday. And I thought that my interest in supercars was declining, and I was like, oh, maybe one day I'm gonna be like, I don't like supercars anymore. But then I watched the first race of the Darwin round, and I was going off my freaking tree, being like, Shane Vegas took it into a deeper squalor, he's a bloody idiot, what the hell's he done?
With any like true passion like that, you have periods where you're like, I'm not that interested in it.
And then something happens and you're like, oh, I thought.
Well, yeah, I mean, you just sometimes just need a break. That's basically all it is. You burn yourself out, or you just not even that. Just like, hey, I'm good. But like, give it some time, and then you come back twice as like crazy about it.
Yeah.
Like, there's been multiple times where I'm like, I don't know if I'm ever going to be into TF2 again, but then I always am. And it's because like time has passed, and then I'm like, oh, I want to play it, and it's fun.
I think I'm probably managing my interest in supercars a bit differently now. For the last 3 months, I think I'd stopped. I noticed that I'd stopped checking the supercars website all the time, and I think it was mainly because I was trying to watch Formula 1, and I think I was also watching IndyCar. So if I didn't want to know what happened to Scott McLaughlin, I couldn't check the supercars website, because I knew that they were going to report on what happened to Scott McLaughlin in IndyCar, even though he's not in supercars anymore. But because he was like a great driver in supercars, they're talking about what's going on with him overseas. And so I just ended up not really looking at the supercars or even Speed Cafe stuff for a while. I don't actually know why I stopped. I think I was just doing something else.
Yeah, interests go up and down. It's just how it is. And people need to accept that about themselves, because I think a lot of people do that, where they're like, I'm not into this anymore, and now I'm going to disown everything about it. And then it's like, they come back later and they're like, oops, didn't mean to. Actually, I'm into it now. Don't ask questions. And you're like, you just deleted everything you did about it. And they're like, yeah, at the time I thought I would be gone forever, but now I'm back. And it's like,
who did that?
I don't want to name names. Also why I try and record a lot of stuff in advance, because like I'll record it while I'm interested, let it eke out, and then I will. Oh my god, I really got hit there. Are you kidding me? I think I've talked about this before in Hollow Knight, but there are very few things that I think are like bad about this game, but the one thing that I legitimately think is a bad design choice, which people probably won't agree with me on, but I will fight you on this, is that I think that there is no reason why they can't show boss health, in my opinion. Because they just don't. They don't show boss health, and as a result, back when I first played the game particularly, I would fight bosses, and I'm like, am I even close to defeating them? I would have no idea. And it was really fucking annoying.
Yeah. Do you think it helps you if you know?
Yeah, because it's like, am I even close to defeating him? Is this a pointless venture? Should I go off and try and get stronger, or am I actually getting really close each time, and it's just a matter of skill? It can save you potentially hours depending on, how much you've done, right? Because I'm currently throwing myself at the wall with this guy.
Yeah. And
it's like, well, he might be. I'm like, am I even getting close to defeating him each time, or am I ages away from it? Am I, And I get that there's like sort of like it's a hard game and it's not supposed to like give you the clues and the hints, but I don't know. I think it's just a basic game design thing, which is just nice to have. And
well, the bosses tend to have stages, don't they?
No, not really. Some of them you can kind of tell.
Some of them do have like you get up to a certain point and then they change what they're doing.
Yes, they do change their attack patterns, but at the same time, I don't know, like, is that, like, halfway, or is that, like, just near the beginning, or do they have multiple phases?
I think they usually have, like, 3 phases. They have, like, the first phase, and they have the second phase, and they have the final phase.
Maybe. I can't tell, man. But yeah, that's the one thing, and I think there's, like, 1 or 2 things about this game that kind of annoy me. That's, like, number 1, personally. Because there's a boss, like, a hidden boss that you can fight in, like, an early area. And I was like, I found this boss. I'm going to try and fight him. And I fought him for like an hour and a half. Until I looked him up online and like, actually, he has some of the most health in the game. So don't try and fight him without all the upgrades. And it's like, well, what the fuck, man? So it's like, and I didn't even realize. I thought like, I must be getting close, right? And I probably wasn't even getting like half of his health. That's what I mean. Where it's like, I don't think that it's really adding to the game to not show health bars. I think it's just annoying. Because the game is supposed to be hard, that's totally fine. But there's hard and then there's stupid, in my opinion. You know what's hard? Hard is like having enemies that like attack you a lot, do a lot of damage, and you got to manage your health and your attacks. That's totally fine. I can manage that. Well, I say I can, and clearly I can't. But yeah, this part of the game, I will say the Hive that we're in right now is I'm pretty sure it's an optional area, and as a result, it's kind of hard, but at the same time, I was kind of getting through this area the first time not too badly. Like, wasn't easy, but it hasn't been too hard, so I was like, I can do this. And that's the thing as well, I was like, does the area difficulty represent the boss? I hope it does, because I'm dealing alright damage with these enemies, I think. See, I just killed that guy. This is a very Dark Souls 1-esque run.
Didn't you say that this game gets particularly hard in the late game?
Yeah.
But we're not really at the late game, are we?
No, we are. I'd say so. Late-ish. It's getting there for sure. Maybe like mid-late.
Yeah.
Like, we're over the halfway point. Let's just say that. I couldn't tell you exactly where because I don't even know where I am half the time, but. We've accomplished a couple of big things in this game.
I used to think that you could sort of
make up your own path through Ocarina of Time.
But you can't because there is a specific way you're supposed to do something. Because I'll be like, I'm gonna go straight to the water temple. Oh no, you can't go anymore.
The game is actually pretty restrictive in terms of what you can do. You can deviate a little bit. You can do Jabba Jabbas before Dodongos, and you can do Water Temple before Fire, and also you can do Spirit before Shadow.
Yeah.
Honestly, people always praise The Link to the Past for how non-linear it is. It is kind of linear. You don't have to do all the dungeons in order, but you kind of gotta because there are items that you need. And they even like mark them out on your map in like a numbered list. So it's like, how exactly is this non-linear when it literally gives you a numbered list? Like I get that you can still kind of go to whichever ones you want, but there are certain ones you have to do. It is something that's actually kind of interesting. I played A Link Between Worlds for the first time a few months ago, and that game is great in terms of how non-linear it is, in that you can truly do any dungeon in any order except for one. And I don't understand why that's like a thing and why no one talks about it. They deliberately make it that you need to defeat one temple before you can defeat another one, and it's just like, what the fuck? Up until this point, it was great. It was kind of interesting because people are like, well, actually, is non-linearity good because that way all the temples are all the dungeons are equal in terms of difficulty because they don't know which one you're going to tackle first, and as a result, the dungeons aren't that challenging because they can't tell which order you're going to do them in, so they can't exactly make them difficult in ascending order. I wish I could like save state here. So serious. Didn't time it right. Nope. See, was I close to defeating him? Or was I only halfway? Or was I only a quarter?
I had like a bank prop. Did I tell you about I think I told you about it. I went to like deposit cash at the bank, and they lost my money. Like they made it the wrong thing. I was like, yeah, I'd like to deposit this cash. I don't know how much it is, so we counted it, and they said, yeah, it's this much. And I'm like, no, when I counted it, it was like $3,000, and they were like, oh, okay, we'll count it again. And they said it's 3,050. I said, yes, I'll take the higher number. And then they, by some mistake, it was a withdrawal from my account, not a deposit, and I'm like, I just lost like $6,000.
Did they give it back?
Yeah, well, I sent him an email and I gave him as much information as possible. Took a photo of the receipt. I'm like, that's not what I meant to do. I gave him the details. Like, I had an envelope that had all this stuff written on it. I was like, damn, dude.
I like that you sent an email instead of like going in. Just like a nice passive aggressive, like, excuse me, sir, to whom it may concern.
This is the weekend I went to Kabawi. It was like the Friday. I was like, oh, it's going to be easy. I'll just go in, I'll drop off the cash at the bank, it'll go on my account, and then I'll go off to Kabawi.
I'm sure I've told you this before, but I've told you my bank story of how they just didn't work one day.
Yeah, but we never fill up the car.
Yeah, it was like 4 a.m.
Your car just didn't work.
No, that's, yeah, well, yeah. It was like 4 a.m. and I was like, I need some fuel. So I went to a petrol station and bought some fuel. And I didn't have cash. I was like, oh, I'm just going to use my card. And it went, nope, nope, nope. And I'm like, all right, go to the machine. Nope, nope, nope. I'm like, oh, fuck. And I had to like say to the man, I don't have the money. Can I get my dad to come home, come in the morning? And he's like, sure. Like, well, yeah, but we'll have to keep your wallet here. I'm like, okay. And he's like, don't get arrested on your way home. I'm like, all right. So the next morning I woke up early so I can get my dad to like bail me out. And then the card worked. And I'm like, okay, can we also stop off at the bank so I can ask what the fuck?
Yeah.
And then they were like, hey, yeah, we don't know. And I was like, oh, so this is just a thing that can happen? And they were like, yeah. And I'm like, oh. Like, I guess. Clearly, like, the woman was like, I don't know, man, I'm not.
I didn't make the card.
Yeah, exactly. I didn't make the anything. And it's like, I get it, but like, can we never have this happen again? And she was like, so like, can I maybe sue you?
Everyone makes mistakes. Even amazing men like me.
Do I make mistakes, Dad?
All the time, son, in my eyes. You are a colossal disappointment, but I'm here for you anyway.
Yeah, shucks. My dad always calls me a disappointment. And a mistake.
Yes, son, but you are my mistake, and I embrace it.
My dad once said that I am a little boy no less, and I died
Yep.
Don't
at me.
don't at me. I'm a little boy, please do not at me. I don't know how much I got left in me, man.
Takes that long to get there. That's the thing I don't like about this. Why do you have to do the long trek back to the boss?
It's a very Dark Souls 1 thing. But you know what's kind of interesting about that is that I say Dark Souls 1, right? Like everyone's like, oh, Dark Souls is so hard, but even they were like, I don't know, the long treks back are kind of stupid.
Yeah.
And like all future Souls games, there's like a bonfire right next to the boss.
Oh yeah.
It's just kind of, it's like, I don't know, it's almost like a form of padding. You know, there's like a certain level of like, oh, it's punishment for dying. You gotta like make your way back. But isn't like just dying punishment enough?
Yeah.
The fact that I gotta start the boss fight again.
And you don't even know what his health is.
And I gotta get my soul back, and I don't know what my health is. And like, there's a lot of like already negative things. Like, did you have to make the walk back so long and difficult as well? Like, this isn't even an easy walk back.
No, you gotta.
If it was long and easy, I would not have as much of an issue with this. To be honest, I'm not like pissed off or anything.
Is it possible for you to just run away from these dudes and keep them on the way back?
I've tried it a few times and I've died.
Okay, so you have
yes, it is technically possible, but I'm not good enough.
Yeah.
Again, I don't have the shadow dash. So here's the thing. What I'm going to spoil it for you. The thing in the Abyss that I really wanted to get is the shadow dash. And it allows you to dash like that, but you can phase through enemies and stuff. And that's why I keep dashing through that boss, and it would be way easier to defeat him if I could just, you know, do that.
Yeah. Well, you can't. Is it you get it at one of the other areas?
No, I need like the king's symbol or something.
That damn king, where is he?
I don't remember.
Just hanging out. He's at the pub.
I think that the king is that dead guy that we found earlier.
Oh.
Why aren't you guys dying?
So we're gonna find the king's men.
Yeah, something like that. Yeah, so it's kind of interesting because obviously this game is, despite what people will want you to say, this game is inspired by Dark Souls. And I don't care who knows it.
Hollow Knight's kind of in a game. What happened?
Is it?
Yeah, I've seen like a bunch of Hollow Knight videos coming out and people are like, oh yeah, Hollow Knight's
Let me ask you this. Have you been watching the Hollow Knight episodes and saying?
Yes.
Well, that's why.
No, but
YouTube
like,
is recommending you Hollow Knight videos.
Oh. Okay. There's no, like a new expansion or whatever it is.
There's a new game, but like, there's very little info about it. And, I don't keep up on it, but like everyone's constantly like talking. Like it's kind of like Breath of the Wild 2 actually, how there's like almost nothing about it, but people are theorizing about it. Breath of the Wild 2 has been theorized for the like whole 2 years, and it's really annoying because those theories have gotten really funneled into one specific theory, and it's really annoying, which is the Zonai. It's kind of funny because like I even like leave comments, and I do it intentionally because I'm a little bitch. But like I watched like a theory that like it's like got multiple theories in it or something. And like the first couple will actually be kind of interesting. I'm like, you know, and then I'll write a comment and be like, I'm glad that this theory didn't, for once, it wasn't about the Zonai. Haha, a smiley face. And then I intentionally edit it because inevitably there always is a Zonai thing. I'm like, edit, never mind. Just to show my absolute distaste in it. I don't even think the Zonai are like bad or like not interesting. I just think it's like done to fucking death, and I'm so sick of them being brought up all the time. And I don't know what I'm talking about, but it's just like, it's just so...
Well, I'm sure I'll learn one day when we play.
I hope not. I kind of, honestly, it's pissed me off so much. That
why? Is that a thing that's not even a big part of the game?
No.
Oh.
People just, like, they theorize and then they're like...
They're like, here's this thing with no information. I'm going to take something else with no information, and I'm going to run like hell.
There's a very small amount of info, and they kind of just like take that, and there's like a million videos. There's actually, I watched this video. It's like a documentary. It's like 40 minutes long, only talking about everything we know about the Zonai. I'm like, how the fuck? Like, why? And even the good Zelda theory YouTubers talk about it, and I'm like, stop, shut up. I almost wanted to make like my own Zelda theory channel, or just a bunch of Zelda theory videos, and just not talk about the Zonai. Make it a point to just never even mention it as a possibility.
You were gonna do Zelda videos.
Yeah, and then my computer died. I might still. I got Breath of the Wild, so that's something. Look, I'm not against sketches and YouTube videos, but I think the best way to do it is to keep them short, concise, and funny. I really like how Nitro Rad does it. Actually, and I really don't want to. You know, make fun of this guy. But and I won't say his name, but there's a YouTube video game reviewer who has a habit of, actually, you know what? I'll talk about someone I don't like, Angry Joe. So Angry Joe does the thing where he includes all these really elongated, boring, and not funny skits, right? And it's just like, stop. Talk about the video game or whatever, you know? I've had enough of you. Go away. You're ugly. No. But it is like it's a pace breaker, and it's not funny, and like the thing about jokes is you got to keep throwing them at people. I don't know if a good comedian would know this, but like it's good to make a joke and then move on to the next one, right? Don't linger, don't extend it out.
Well, that's where the greatest comedians, that's what they do. They hit you with a punchline, they give the perfect amount of time, and then they talk about the next thing.
Exactly, and the problem is with these sketches is they talk about the one joke and elongate it for like 10 minutes. This was not made. There was a video that was not made by an Angry Joe, but it was made by someone who I actually respect quite a lot. I don't watch a lot of their videos, but I watched one, and they had this 5-minute segment that was literally one joke that okay, I get it, and then it just kept going and going and going. But I'll tell you who I think does it really, really well, and I've complimented him a few times, is Nitro Rad. I think he's really, really good with that, where he'll make, like, literally, I don't think the clips of his joke, like live action joke clips, have lasted any longer than like 30 seconds. And that's perfect and brilliant. And he understands. Like, I don't know if he's ever done he's done a course on like filmmaking and stuff. He went to film school, but you know, I don't think he's ever done like a comedy class, but he gets it way more than anyone else. He makes a joke, it's funny, he moves on. If it's not, because that's the thing, like with comedy, if you make a joke and it doesn't go well or it's not funny, you gotta move on to the next one, right? That's why I think a lot of I mean, like, I don't know, I've never done like a comedy class or anything like that. That's what I theorize, right? That way, yeah, if a joke doesn't land, you just move on to the next. Because you don't know what's going to be funny to other people. You know, sometimes you know there are comedians and people that make jokes, and it's like really, really funny to you, but like no one else really gets it. And you're like, all right, so that's when you move on to the next thing and try it, mix things up and change it. And you can kind of tell that these YouTube game reviewers don't really get that, and they kind of just go and go and go and go, and it's like, oh god.
You say you don't watch The Completionist, do you?
I do sometimes.
Did you watch? He did a video where he was like he's joining his like favorite show from when he used to work at GameStop. Like really, he wanted to be like a really good representative and worker at GameStop, and so like, that was like his big thing that he wanted to do because he loved games so much. And in his lunch breaks, he kind of got he was getting like worn down by the corporate side of things. But like the thing that really drove his passion for video games was this show that he would watch in his lunch breaks. And now he's got this opportunity to be a host on the show, like one of the main ones.
Oh wow.
That's
cool.
So he's like it's like a huge opportunity, and he's saying stuff like, I'm not gonna we are gonna be reducing content, because I think he's got like a team of people on The Completionist.
Yeah,
like
so.
A couple of different shows, stuff like that. And so he's saying we're not going to be as many videos, but he's still promising like 2 or 3 videos per week or something like that. And I'm hearing that, and I'm thinking that's still a fair bit. Like I don't think he's really going to be able to do it.
He's a crazy workaholic. He makes a lot of stuff, and I don't know how he does it. I respect him, but also I'm like, this man is insane. In the nicest way possible. Well, like,
but
he overworks himself so much, and I think it's because like, dude, he deserves so much more praise for what he does. I think like no one really does what he does.
Like, I mean, he played through all of Sonic 06. No one should have to do that.
He's played through all of most games.
Yeah.
And he doesn't just play through them. He completes them. I'm like, that's so cool. Though, I mean, like, look, and that's why I do respect him a lot. But I will say, I kind of think that he, like, should... he doesn't really do what he could be doing with it. You know what I mean? So, like, I just think that he's... what he does is so unique and so interesting that I want to know more. And I think that the way he formats his videos are just not really what I would personally think he should be doing with it. I think he should be going really in depth. And, you know, just doing more with it. Like, I want to know what it's like to 100% complete these games. Don't just give me a review and then at the end kind of go, oh, you know, completing it's kind of hard and you don't really get a good reward. Don't just tell me that. Tell me everything about it. Tell me, like, what it took. Tell me, like, not just like, oh, I got this many deaths. Like, go into more detail about it. Like, you know, that's how I feel. At least I feel the same about like Boundary Break, and what she says. Like, everyone is like, everyone loves Boundary Break, and I love what he does. I love the concept, but I personally feel that I want him to talk more about it. You know, like he kind of just glosses over stuff. Go into depth. You know, I don't want. Like, the Completionist will make, like, a 15-minute video about a game, right? That took him 2 months to complete or something. You know? Make that fucking video 2 hours long. That's what I'm saying. And don't, you know, give it all this, like, oh, here's the review section and here's this section. Just fucking go for it, man. Give me all the deets. That's what I personally want to know. That's because I'm a nerd and I want to know all of that stuff. Which I acknowledge I might be in the minority on. But it's just how I feel. And that's the thing that I feel kind of bad about saying, like, oh, he should do this and he should do that. Because first of all, what the fuck do I know? And second of all, like, you know, I already respect his work ethic so much. He's so dedicated and makes so much stuff. I see a lot of myself in him, honestly. And that's not to compliment myself as much as it is to praise him. In that, like, you know, he loves to create and he creates all the time. And he's, like, constantly thinking about it and making stuff and putting his all into it, right? And yet at the same time, I think to myself, man, if you just tweak your content just a bit, you could be my favorite YouTuber. But he's just a little bit too formulaic and a little bit too, I don't know. His videos kind of sort of feel like, to me, he's just trying to kind of play to the algorithm. You know what I mean? Like, I don't feel like he's really making them his own thing as much as just the thing he feels that he should be making. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
I don't know, maybe I'm thinking too deeply about it.
That's like.
And again, I respect him so much.
That's like me making.
He's definitely one of that people on that list of like people I want to shake their hand. He's up there.
Yeah.
Just because I just, oh man, he's good at what he does.
Yeah. That's like if I was gonna make lots of like little mini theory videos on supercars. First of all, it would kill me. Like, and I'm sure making lots of them will be good for views and all that stuff. But I'm pretty happy with what I'm doing, and I think it's also good for my passion as well.
I mean, look, me too. I mean, obviously, as we've established, my videos aren't exactly doing well, but you know why I made all these videos? Because I'm having fun with them.
Yeah.
I want to make them.
Mm.
I know no one wants to see my Breath of the Wild video, but I want to talk about it.
Yeah.
I want to play that game. I want to make little funny observations about the shit that I did.
Yeah.
You know?
I thought it was.
That's kind of
It's a good video.
That's my current thought process with my channel,
Yeah.
which is that I just want to make things that I enjoy making.
Yeah, that's like me with Friday Night Fun. I think the last 3 in a row have had 0 views.
Yeah.
But I've been like, I'm happy with those videos.
I think I keep saying my Breath of the Wild video because I think that one's like the worst video that I've made in a while.
Yeah. It's not really surprising though, is it?
No, it's not. That's what I'm saying. Like, I'm not gonna stop making videos like that because I enjoy making them.
Yeah.
Ideally, I guess I'm trying to kind of turn my channel more into a slightly Donkey-esque video channel. Not to say that I'm copying him, but more of just like he can make a video in any game and people love him. You know?
Yeah.
I want people to kind of just. I mean, I want people to subscribe to my channel for me, not the content I make.
Do you watch a lot of RT Game?
Not really. I used to,
Yeah.
and I've actually I've exchanged a line or two with him before. He used to be a tier 2 YouTuber.
Yeah, I know. RT Daniel.
Yeah. I drew fan art of him.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, that was his big thing. Is that he was just like, I just want to make content that I enjoy.
Whose video was he in? That you were both in. There was like a TF2 video talking about the pyro, I think.
I think it was. I think that there was a video about talking about TF2 like burnout. That I was in, I think.
Yeah.
That's the thing about YouTube, and I've always felt this way, and I will die with this on this hill, even though, you know, clearly it's not working out too well for me, but at the same time it is.
Yeah.
It's working out mentally, which is that YouTube is a place of passion, you know? Too many people look at it like a factory and a job, you know?
Yeah.
I mean, it is a job for many people, but you know, in that cold way of, I have to make this and I gotta do that, you know? Instead of, I want to make this and I want to do that. And I will go to my grave saying that, because I make things that I want to make because I like to make things.
Over the last 5-6 years, there's only 3 YouTubers that I consistently watch. And that's Jack's Films, Vlog Brothers, and Boogie2988.
Does he still make videos?
Yeah.
Oh.
And
Where he disappeared? Or just kind of like had a break or something?
Yeah, I think he just had a little break. But I wouldn't say I watch everything they do, but it's like I don't stop watching them. Yeah.
Well,
because
I was about to say I'm the same, but there are sometimes like I like Northernlion. I've been watching him for like over 10 years probably, and
yeah, because I think you were watching Northernlion when like Chugga had his 1 year anniversary, stuff like that. I remember that night that he put that. I saw that video and I was like, Chugga, your 1 year anniversary makes me mad.
Yes, I remember you telling me about that.
Yeah.
He's mad because he doesn't like the fact that Chugga Conroy had so much success in 1 year.
Yeah.
But he had reason to celebrate it.
Yeah.
Regardless.
That's because I've been doing like all the videos that I thought would make me successful, but they weren't. So I was pretty mad. But also like because of that experience, since then I've just been like, I'm just gonna make what I feel like making. Sometimes I'm like, yeah, we're gonna have a schedule, and it works for something like Same Industries where we've got like all these long running series, and you can just keep pumping out episodes. But my own videos, they're not like that.
Why do you have to land on me, dude? Oh. I felt like I got really far, but he just never died, so...
He just kept pumping out those little baby dudes.
Alright, anyway, sorry guys that I couldn't defeat the boss, but it was really hard and I'm very tired. But we'll try it next time, alright? Okay, goodbye.